The mighty cross, a symbol that has been celebrated and reflected on since the day it held Jesus on that hill. No matter what images we have on our heads, from books or films or anything that has depicted Jesus' sacrifice, we will never know what it was like to be there when Jesus died. I can't even imagine how confusing that must have been for his followers to see him die that way. Followers like Simon the leper.
The cross. I never thought he'd carry that cross. I guess it was naive to think a man like him could get away with the things he said. Listening to him was like having a veil lifted from my eyes. It's like when you know what you've been taught all your life just isn't quite right. And then suddenly, there's someone confirming all your feelings. He taught that following the law was not our ultimate purpose in life, something I'd always felt, but never talked about. Surprisingly, Jesus spoke about spirit and truth, not law and the order of things. He used words like, love your neighbor as yourself. Turn the other cheek. The truth will set you free. The liberating words of love. Because of the way he lived, he became a threat to all those foundational rules and an even bigger threat to the power of men. Days before he died, I had him over to dinner with the men who followed him. I believed he was an amazing person. I mean, he healed me from a disease that cut me off from our entire town. And he wasn't afraid to come near me and be with me. Well, we were in the middle of dinner when a woman came into the house. None of us knew how she got inside. She went straight up to Jesus and broke a jar of perfume and then poured the contents over his head right at the table. There was so much of the expensive perfume that it dripped down his face, onto his clothes and hands and feet. As a host, I had no idea what to do. Some of the men with Jesus came out of their shock and started to criticize the woman for wasting such expensive perfume, arguing that the money could have been given to the poor. But Jesus told them to stop, because she had done something beautiful for him. And then he said something that, at the time, I did not understand. He said that she was preparing his body for burial. I guess we were all so confused by the scene that no one questioned him. It was just a few days later.
I'll just recite the John 3:16. I better know that. Or the Lord's Prayer or something. Test, one. Oh my gosh, test, 1, 2. Is that too loud in here, Carl? Is that about normal? It's pretty loud. All right. Turn the left stand mic down in here and see if Debbie hears it in there while we do. I'm going to have him turn down the left stand mic in here while I talk. Not the YouTube, but you can tell me if the YouTube goes down. Oh, see, it went way down in here. So turn it up just a little bit more in here, and Debbie can kind of follow in there while I do, because how does it sound? Is there any? I think we need it up a little more in here. The left stand, there we go. I like that. So we'll do John 3:16 with the left stand mic. That's, well, I want to be here because I don't know. If I get over there, then I'll be soft. But for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, and whosoever believes in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. And our Father, who art in heaven, how does that? It's still really loud in there. See, that's what I think.
Here, you go listen, I'll talk.
We might have to lower it.
Christ the Lord is risen today. Earth and heaven in chorus say, raise your joys and triumphs high. Sing ye heavens and earth reply. Love's redeeming work is done. Fought the fight, the battle won. Death in vain forbids him rise. Christ has opened paradise. Lives again, our glorious King. Where, O death, is now thy sting? Once he died, our souls to save. Where's thy victory, boasting grave? Soar we now where Christ has led, following our exalted head. Made like him we rise. Ours the cross, the grave, the skies. Hail the Lord of earth and heaven, praise to thee by both be given. Thee we greet triumphant now, hail the resurrection thou. King of glory, soul of bliss, everlasting life is this. Thee to know, thy power to prove, thus to sing and thus to love.
No, we're going to do Pastor Mike, Pastor Jenny. I'm going to try not to move her earpiece here. Test, 1, 2, test. Test, 1, 2, test, 1, 2. Don't hear anything in here. Test. Oh, this isn't on. That kind of helps, doesn't it? Just a little. Is it plugged in? Test 1. Oh, here we go. Test 1, 2. Absolutely. It sounds good. Sounds good. All right. Let me pull up a bookmark here and we will read something. All right. Psalm 103, 1 through 11. God's love for us. Let my whole being bless the Lord. Let everything inside me bless his holy name. Let my whole being bless the Lord and never forget all his good deeds. How God forgives all your sins, heals all your sickness, saves your life from the pit, crowns you with faithful love and compassion, and satisfies you with plenty of good things, so that your youth is made fresh like an eagle's. The Lord works righteousness, does justice for all who are oppressed. God made his ways known to Moses, made his deeds known to the Israelites. The Lord is compassionate and merciful, very patient and full of faithful love. God won't always play the judge. He won't be angry forever. He doesn't deal with us according to our sin or repay us according to our wrongdoing, because as high as heaven is above the earth, That's how large God's faithful love is for those who honor him. That's the best we can do.
That I would find out exactly why he said what he did. He had done so much for me. I had to be with him the day he died, even though there was nothing I could do to stop his suffering. What I didn't understand before, I suddenly did then. I understood it all there, at the foot of the cross.
The crowd pressed in to see this man who stood condemned to die. A man they once proclaimed as king, they now would crucify. They laid the cross upon his back and pushed him